Hello, my name is Holly Fisher, and I'm here to talk to you today about the benefits of playing video games. Now, I know not many people associate the word benefits with video games. They still see video games as a lazy, mind-numbing experience. What they don't realize is that video games have become the #1 medium for storytelling and graphic design. Video games are no longer just for children as well. The average age of a gamer is 35 to 40 years old. Video games have also become much more interactive in getting people off the couch. With the innovation of the Nintendo Wii and the Xbox Kinect, games have become much more interactive. For example, even players have made exercise bicycles into video game controllers. Therefore, if they want to move their character, they actually have to pedal the bicycle. This gets people moving around and burns off a lot of calories. A key component of video games is problem solving. When playing video games such as Legend of Zelda or Portal, the players are going to be faced with large-scale problems that they alone will have to solve. This takes a lot of patience and focus to be able to complete these tasks. The reason video gamers want to complete these tasks is because video games imply positive reinforcement. When playing a game, there's no failing. You don't ever worry about never being able to complete your goal. You can try and try again until you finish your task. And you know by finishing your task, you're going to be rewarded with something, either a specialty item or even just skill points. Video game players always complete their goals. A huge benefit of playing video games as well is an increase in motor skills. University of Rochester found that after playing video games, players had a heightened sense of awareness of what was going on around them and were able to make the right decisions faster. Doctors actually quite often use video games to help them with their hand and eye coordination. They need a large amount of small detailed skills to be able to complete these surgeries. Doctors also suggest that people suffering from pain use video games to distract their minds, such as burn victims who have to go for a lengthy, long recovery time. If they are given a video game by the doctor, their mind is distracted and they're not focusing on the pain. Video games are also suggested for seniors. East Carolina University discovered that people who are 50 and older and played a minimum of 30 minutes a day of small games like Brain Age or Bejeweled had an 87% increase in cognitive response times. Now, I understand video games' main argument is that games such as Call of Duty, which entail a lot of violence, will lead to higher levels of aggression in players. But what Texas A&M International has discovered is that it's completely the opposite. When a player plays video games, their stress level drops and their aggression level drops. Video games now are being used as a therapy for people suffering from post-traumatic stress disorders and that have anger management issues. Video games also help with social skills. Most people still think of people playing video games as an introverted sitting in their basement by themselves. Meanwhile, the modern consoles have actually turned it into a very social aspect. When you're playing a video game, you can play with anyone around the world. It's made it very, very social. Also, games like WoW, World of Warcraft, have made people have to work together in a cooperative manner in order to defeat large-scale worldwide enemies. These are complete strangers working together. This takes a lot of social trust and acceptance in the video game world for people to do this. A lot of people wouldn't think that that's actually there. Games have also become very educational, such as Assassin's Creed, which is filled with history. When you're playing this game series, every city that you visit is actually an accurate historical representation. You can go up to each building and you can learn the history of it, who made it, why it's there, the design aspects. It's very interesting. Also, textbooks are starting to implement video games into their curriculum. When you buy a textbook, it gives you the link to the website. You go to this website, you log on. You're able to go into interactive flash-based video games that help you better learn the material. Now, I found these very useful, and I'm sure other students are also finding them very useful. Who knows, one day maybe there'll be an actual high-end budget game based only on chemistry or, say, Shakespeare. Now, I get video games are not the end-all best thing in the world. They always have issues. Some issues include the addictiveness of video games. Video games are very addictive, just like any other activity. But what's worse? Sitting in front of a television all day, being numbed out and not stimulated, or playing a video game all day and having your brain active and you're engaging in these situations? I would have to agree that the video games seem a little bit better. Also, to the parents who are concerned about their children playing games, what I would suggest is do your research. Look into the content of the video game. Don't just buy your kids whatever they want. Actually get them to explain the video game to you. And then you can decide if this is the style of game you want them playing. And once you do get them a game, why don't you sit down with them and actually enjoy the game with them? You never know, you may enjoy it, you may like it, and it could benefit you in more ways you'd ever thought. Thank you very much, and I hope you all have a good day.